Welcome to High School GSM Live, Sunday, May 17th. It is 5:30 and we are so excited that you are here with us. We've got a great afternoon planned for you guys. We've got a fun game. I'm going to have my friend Ryan join me on here in just a little bit. We're going to have a time of sharing some of our favorite memories of the school year with our whole GSM team. It's going to be a great time. And then our friend John Bemis is going to lead us in some worship as well. I'm really looking forward to our time together. I'm curious though, this is unfortunately our last GSM Sunday of the 2019-2020 school year. And I mentioned it just a minute ago, but we're going to spend some time today kind of sharing some of our highlights from the school year. And so we'd love to hear from you guys. What are some of your favorite memories from GSM this year? Maybe it was on a mission trip this past summer. Maybe it was at the winter retreat. Maybe it was a fun time that you had with your small group or one of our parties, like for Christmas or the big game party. Maybe it was just some worship experience that we had as a GSM family on Sunday evenings in the auditorium. I don't know, but we would love to hear about those from you guys. And we'll share a few of ours here in just a little bit. So without further ado, I'm going to invite my friend Ryan up and we are going to jump into our game, a little something I like to call spell check. Welcome back, friends. It is time for our game called spell check. And basically it's pretty simple. It's just kind of a variation of a good old classic spelling bee. And what's going to happen is I'm going to play along with the game and I invited Ryan to come up here and tell us some words that we're going to try and spell. Maybe. We'll see. From what I've heard, they're pretty long and off the wall, so we'll see how this goes. So here's how the game's going to play. I'm going to try and write the word as best as I can on the board here, and I'm going to invite you guys as players to go ahead and put in your guess for how this word's going to be spelled too. But here's the trick. I know most of you on your phones are on your computer, so you can't just right-click on it and correct it. It has to be a true, your best guess about how this word is spelled. If you get it right, great job. If not, don't worry, you're not alone. I'm probably going to get all of these wrong, so we'll see how this goes. But I think we're good to go. Ryan, are you good?
Yeah, we'll see. I have to pronounce these words, and so if I don't pronounce them correctly, please just give me some grace because I don't know how to pronounce most of these words. So
I think it's going to be great.
It'll
be a fun time. Here we go. All right, Ryan, what is our first word?
Word number 1.
Oh boy.
Is pasiloquent.
Can you use the word in this sentence?
Your word is pasiloquent.
All right. Pasiloquent. Let's see. I don't even know. P-A. P-A-S-I-L-I-Q-U-E-N-T. Pasiloquent.
You were pretty close.
All right, what's the actual spelling?
The correct spelling is P-A-U-C-I-L-O-Q-U-E-N-T.
At first I was like, right, that's very generous. It's like, oh, it's pretty close. I'm right. Like, none of this is incredible, but I got the ending.
It was pretty close.
I got the ending. Okay.
All
right.
The POW was a little tough,
All right.
but I might have pronounced it wrong.
All right. That was our first question. How'd you guys do in the comments? Were you close? Did you get a couple letters right, part of it? Were you able to get the first part, or were you like me where you got the ending part maybe? We'll see how it is. All right. I am 0 for 1. But I have faith in you. I bet you did better than I did.
I apologize if I pronounce these incorrectly, but we're gonna go.
That sounded pretty good. It sounded very, very wise and educated. I didn't.
That makes sense because I asked Riley how to say it, and he told me right before I hopped up
there
here.
you go.
So that makes sense.
All right. Question number 2.
Number 2 is hullabaloo. Hullabaloo. Let's see, what do you got? Throw it in the chat. See if you can get it right.
All right, I got my guess, I think.
All
Hullabalo.
You were literally one letter off.
No!
There is 2 L's in the baloo.
Oh!
But other than that, you got everything else right. The double O's,
Oh, man.
That was incredible.
That was a guess. I don't know.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah.
Well done.
Was there anyone in the chat who got that one right? Did you correctly remember that there are clearly 2 L's twice in this wonderful word?
And the wonderful word.
Yep, the wonderful world of Hullabaloo. That's
Yep,
what it is.
yep.
All right. 0 for 2. I'm getting closer though.
You are getting there.
My goal is to get one word right today. I'm
think
not
you might
sure if
get
it'll
this-
happen, but that's my goal.
You might get this next one right.
All right. All right. Question 3.
All right, number 3, kerfuffle.
All right.
Kerfuffle.
So the question is it a C or a K? I know you can't tell me. I'm just thinking. Kerfuffle. We're going for it. Two F's. Yeah. I don't know.
All right.
Clearly, this is what Ryan said. Kerfuffle.
Kerfuffle.
Yep. K-U-R-F-U-F-F-L-E.
You are, once again, one letter
Oh,
off.
come on!
The correct spelling is Kerfuffle. Back to back, one letters off. That is, that's close. If we were playing horseshoes, she would have a lot of points.
Yeah, I think it is. I think I should have maybe like a half point at this point. Like I got a quarter
Yeah.
point for the first one, maybe. I don't know. It's
You-
fine.
you still
I'm
have
sure probably half of them are beating me right now already. So
Right.
good job, everybody. What's your score? Did you get at least one right so far? Drop it in the comments. Let us
Throw it in
know.
the comments.
All right. Question number 4. Let's see.
Question
Here we
number
go. I'm feeling
4.
good. I feel good about this one.
All right. Cacophony.
Do you know the root origin of the word?
It comes from Latin.
Yeah.
I was really not the best guy to come up here and do this.
All right, let's see here. See, this is good because I'm not up here by myself getting embarrassed. We can do it together. This will be great.
That's why you asked me to do this.
I mean, I know how much Riley loves writing on the whiteboard,
Yeah.
so I knew if I asked him, it would just be a hard no, so. All right, okay, here we go.
Cacophony. And she got it right!
Yes! Woo! Let's go!
Well done.
Let's go, John, that's for you. Let's go!
Cacophony is cacophony, I think.
So I'll be honest, I think it's pronounced differently.
That's fine. That's fine. It might be.
I honestly, I don't think I could tell you exactly what the word is defined as, but I'm pretty sure it is cacophony.
Cacophony sounds so much better than cacophony. So cacophony, if you spelled that one wrong, give yourself half credit.
Good job, good job. Honestly, I'll say I still don't know what the word means, but I feel like I've heard it before at least.
Yeah.
On some of the other ones, I don't know. All right, 1 for 4.
1 for 4.
Okay,
Not
all right,
too bad.
I'm feeling good. I mean, I've reached my goal today, so this is just all bonus at this
This
point.
is all bonus, extra credit.
All right, let's get a couple more in. What's number 5, Ryan?
All right, number 5 is discombobulate. Discombobulate is number 5.
I feel like this is like a tricky one. Where like I definitely know this word now,
Yeah.
but I don't think I know how to spell it. So we'll give this a go. Okay.
Make sure you're putting your attempt to spell these words in the chat and see if you can get it right.
I feel like that was, I don't know. Nah, I don't feel good about it, but we'll see.
All right, can you read it aloud for us?
Yes. Discombobulate. Discombobulate.
And she got back-to-back
Ooh,
questions right.
All right.
Well, I think I pronounced that one right.
No,
I've heard of
you
that
did.
word.
I feel like this one was the closest to like, it's spelled how it sounds.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it was closer, so that was a little bit easier. So all right, I've got 2 points so far. How are you guys doing? You guys got 2, 3, 4. I don't. Maybe you have a perfect 5 so far. I don't know.
That would be impressive.
That would be impressive.
Very
all right.
impressive. All right.
How many more we got, Ryan? 1, 2
We got, yeah, just a few more. I think we
Okay.
got 3 more.
more? Okay, here we go.
The next one is nincompoop. Nincompoop.
That's a good one.
Only reason I was excited about coming up here and reading words is this word right here.
Honestly, I just really like that I got to spell poop. Nincompoop. Nincompoop.
Correct. 3 in
Yes!
a row. 3 in a row. We might have to up the difficulty a little bit.
All right.
Might have to up the difficulty. How are you doing? We've done 6 so far. We got 2 left. Throw how many you've gotten right in the comments, and then we got 2 more. we're going to hopefully spell some words.
All right. Hey, I'm doing like, not bad. I'm like 50-50 so far. 3 out of 6.
3 out of 6.
Okay. This is going better than I thought. I'm going to be totally honest. I expected to be way more embarrassed right now.
All right.
Granted, I still am, but it's okay. Here we go.
We got 2 left.
2 left. Okay.
2 left. Cryptozoology. Cryptozoology.
Again, this is all. These are always tricky. Is there's a C or a K?
It's a tough word.
I thought you were about to say it on accident. I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Okay. I think I'm going for the C on this one. We'll see. I don't know. I'm not sure, but I'm going for it.
All right.
Cryptozoology.
That's correct.
Woo!
That is correct.
All right. 4 out of 7. We got 1 more.
We got 1 more. Hopefully, this one will trip her up because she's gotten 4 right in a row.
I'm feeling good right now.
4 in a
Like
row.
the confidence is building, so
I'm just glad
it
I
might just be crushed right now in this final one, but we'll see. Okay.
All right. Here it is. The final one. Spaghettification.
If I knew how to spell spaghetti, that might be a good first step. But spaghettification. All right. I would ask you for like the origin or using the sentence, but I don't even think it would help me. So we'll.
I don't think I would know either. So.
All right. Cool. All right. Final round. I got this. We're gonna be.
All right, can you read it aloud for us?
All right. It's the final answer. I don't know if it's right, but we'll give it a shot. Spaghettification.
Spaghettification. You are 1 letter off. There was 2 T's in the spaghetti.
Oh, so close.
This part. There's
Right
another
here,
T.
a little T
Yep.
right here. Oh.
That's a close one. That's a real kerfuffle.
Oh. That's not too bad. I mean, out of 8, I got 4 to 8.
Yeah.
So that's not bad. I will take it. I will be honest. That was way better than I expected how this would go. Hopefully you guys had a little fun. How did you guys do? Did you get 4 right like me? Did you get, I'm sure you got more, 5 or 6 at least. So why don't you go ahead and throw your score in the comments. We will cheer for you. And while you guys type your scores, we're going to get this out of the way, get some chairs up here, and the whole team will be back in just a minute. See you there.
Hello and welcome to this year in review segment. As we're gonna take some time as a staff, and we encourage you to take some time, maybe individually or with your small group even, to be thinking about your year in review in regards to GSM, Granger Student Ministries. And so, we've got some highlights that we thought let's kind of share and celebrate what has been happening in this ministry, with all of you and with our leaders and volunteers so we're thinking, kind of basically from last year's Puerto Rico mission trip all the way up until right now, Sunday, May 17th. And so I'm just going to give you a quick overview just to maybe jog some memories. Okay, ready to jog the memories in place? Here we go. All right, like I said, Puerto Rico mission trip, and then we had Vision Night, and then start of weekly programming on Sundays for high school. A big switch up eventually was we changed how we were doing small group stuff. If you think back, if you were with us in high school, last school year we had house groups and we had cluster time within the Sunday program, and that all changed. We moved small groups to Sunday night at 6:30, and then program being right after that at 7:30. And then, a couple of the series that we had, we started off with In Sync, where we're thinking about how can we get in sync with what God is doing, right? And then we talked about hashtag a day in the life. We went through a couple different topics that, high schoolers could be experiencing at this time. Then we jumped into a series focused on the events and stories of Ruth and that character, and just the incredible things that we could learn from her story, right? And then we jumped into a thrill of hope as we were walking through this Advent season, looking forward to this hope that comes with the birth of Jesus, right? And then we switched after high school, not high school, we're still in high school, switched after winter break and jumped into learning to speak God from scratch. And along with that, we did some YouTube content called Table Talk, where we were talking about some of these words that we might hear often, but maybe not know exactly what the meaning is, or how the not specialness, I'm trying to think of the word, what is it? Sacredness of a word might have been lost over the years, right? So we talked about that. In February, we jumped into Make Your Move, which tied into our high school winter retreat that happened around Valentine's Day. It was about middle of February, where we went up to Spring Hill with a handful of all of you. And then after that, we jumped into a series on anxiety called Faith in an Anxious World, which I thought was fantastic. I absolutely loved the conversation that happened from that. I believe we also did table talks with that.
We did.
A couple of them. And then we got online. Like, quarantine happened, the country shut down, we moved online, we continued on with free people and the thought of Christ setting us free, right? So how do we live as free people? And it leads us up to today, the last GSM Live of the school year. That was a quick rundown, that was a quick overview. Hopefully, like I said, jog some memories. And we'll have some time a little bit later for us to share with one another. But right now, some of the staff is just gonna go over some of the highlights that we've experienced throughout this year. So who would like to start? Anybody?
I can go first, it's fine. It seems fitting too, because one of the first stories or memories that came to my mind was on our Puerto Rico mission trip. So honestly, this seems like a lifetime ago, but it was kind of within the school year. And I know there was a bunch of you who were on that trip with us, and honestly, it was one of my highlights of the summer. But there was this one special story where just as we were doing a prayer walk in this community that we were able to serve, but we met this woman who happened to be from northern Indiana. I think it was Gary. I don't know if that was right, but like in northern Indiana, and she had just moved out there and to be with her husband's family, and just didn't really have a community. And it was just really hard season for her. And on top of all that, she was pregnant and didn't have a great support system yet, or ways to kind of have this baby be a part of a church community or a family or anything like that. And so as a GSM family, we kind of got to throw this surprise baby shower for her and bless her and her family with food and diapers and just a bunch of stuff that they wouldn't have been able to have otherwise. It was just this really cool moment to see how God was able to show up through us in this kind of experience that wasn't planned or we didn't know about. So, but that was really cool for me.
Yeah, and I was on that trip too. And it was so much fun, just all around, so eye-opening in so many ways for me. One of my highlights from that trip too, if you were on the trip, Pastor Samuel, I believe was his name, from the partner church that we were with. He was actually a musician, and it was really cool just because he would just at random times of the day want to just like hang out and play music, and me and a bunch of the worship team volunteers and many of you students and anybody who was there, Ryan Taylor was there, everybody was there, and we just got to hang out and play music. Some of them would sing in Spanish and some of them would sing in English, and it was just a really cool, like, multicultural way to celebrate what God's done in our lives together. It was such a cool highlight for me from that trip. Another highlight for me, moving forward a little bit further in the school year, the big game party. I love the Super Bowl. I'm not crazy about football, but for some reason I jump on the bandwagon hard at Super Bowl time. All the food, all the games, the prizes, everything we did, it was such a fun time. It was a blast. Riley and I did a little halftime show special thing.
That was special.
It was definitely special.
It was something special.
It was special.
I can tell you that.
I don't know if we even have any of the clips that we took from that night, but it was maybe you can insert him here or something, because
Yeah.
it was absurd.
I think I've got some. So
We were snotting and crying, and we ate a bunch of hot wings. If you weren't there for that, we did sort of a hot ones type interview thing with each other, and it was probably the worst decision I've ever made. Not gonna lie, but it was actually a blast, and that is still to this day one of my highlights from this school year. The big game party is always fun. Always
That's
fun.
awesome.
Yeah.
I'd say for me, one of the things that I'll remember is this small group that I've had. I was able to co-lead with Matt Meyer, who is incredible,
The man.
and we had some of the upperclassmen boys, and so we had some seniors, and so navigating and hearing about how they're navigating. Or you are navigating this school year from the very beginning of the excitement of thinking about what the next step is after school, whether it's joining the workforce or filling out some applications for school, to then hearing back about some of those big decisions, to now to the point where everything is completely different than what we were expecting this time to be, but to just continually catch up with all of you and see how you and your family were doing during that time. It was something, definitely special. And then also for me, I didn't mention it in the overview, but the holiday party that we had. I don't know if y'all remember that.
Yeah.
We had a Christmas party, and we opened up the South Auditorium. We had 2 volunteers, Kalia and Lexi, planned a
So
whole
fun.
bunch of this stuff. We had a couple decoration games. We had cookies that you could decorate, and just that time to walk around and just see students hanging out and enjoying time with one another and time with leaders outside of small groups, outside of a GSM program. That was just something that I'll definitely remember for sure.
Yeah.
One of the biggest for me was winter retreat. This is my first winter going to winter retreat, and so I got to go with a group of guys, and we went for the weekend. And crazy things from going tubing down the hill to completely failing at an escape room. Me, Peyton, Austin, Trevor, and AJ, we grew closer together, and it was really cool. Our group especially, we had guys from both campuses, and just seeing that the we are one church, we are one GSM, was really cool to do for a weekend. And we got to dive into the messages, dive into small group time. We got to play some of the activities that the teacher was telling us to do, of things like if you really knew me, you would know this, and getting to dive into that with some guys was really, really memorable for me. And another one was actually when we got the chance to break tiles in our GSM time. We got the chance to write something on a tile that we just didn't want in our life anymore. We went up to the stage and broke it with a hammer. And Greer, I know you had that was really pressed on your heart, and you did a great job playing in that. So I'd love to hear what was kind of your heart behind that, because that was such a memorable experience for me personally, just watching all of that.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was one of my favorite memories too. Is really it was really cool for me to see just how you guys were able to engage in this process. There's this element that I love GSM where we have this great band and music, and we have just some great resources here at Granger that we get to be a part of and use. And as fun and as amazing as those experiences are, we also know that's kind of only a piece of what life in reality is able to be like. So be able to carve out some of these experiences at GSM where we can not just dance and sing and celebrate and praise God, which is totally true, and we should do that, but also having this chance to create the space where we can be real with God and with one another about what's going on in our lives, and being able to experience both of those things as a GSM family has been really, really cool for me to see this year. I know you kind of mentioned it too, Ryan, but we had this great winter retreat experience, and it reminded me of this other kind of thing that we did. But when we got back from the retreat, we actually had this opportunity to have students share about their experience and kind of share their testimony and how God's been working in their lives. And we had 4 different students at the Granger campus share, and we shared a little bit at Elkhart too. But it was just so powerful for me to see those students kind of share how God has been moving and working in their lives, and not just sharing what they've experienced, but because they had that courage to share with all of us, more of their friends were able to take their next steps too, and that was just so cool to see.
Yeah,
absolutely. And thinking through, we had a couple students share at the big game party as well. A couple students that started something within their school and to help the community, they jumped on stage and shared as well. And so just thinking through all of that, all of those participations, and just seeing like students grow throughout the year, was absolutely special. And if you were with us in January, and specifically within a small group where a lot of connection and growth and relationships grow, we did an activity where we kind of spent some time looking back at the whole year of 2019. And it was super impactful for me to like just pause and reflect. And so that's some of the heart behind this time, some of the heart behind why we're taking time to reflect and not just like laugh and think of the highlights, but then to think like, where was God moving and all that? Where did I see God in my life? On winter retreat or at the holiday party or that kind of thing. And so, thank you so much for spending some time with us here. We encourage you to take some time individually or with your small groups a little bit later and engage in this thought-provoking reflection and thinking about your school year that you have experienced. So that does it for this time, and we're going to send it over to John for some worship. John, you better go get ready, bro.
all my hope is in your name. Now your joy awaits my praise. I give thanks for all you have done. I will sing of your mercy and your love. Your love is unfailing. Lord, I am grateful. When I was down, you brought me out, set my feet on higher ground. So here I stand, you are my God, your faithfulness, my solid rock. Oh, I give thanks for all you have done, and I will sing of your mercy and your love. Your love is unfailing. Lord, I am grateful. I give thanks for all you have done. I won't forget all the battles you have won. Your love is unfailing. Lord, I am grateful. And as we lift our hands, the heavens open, heavens open. So let our lives declare the love our God has spoken over us. And as we lift our hands, the heavens open, heavens open. So let our lives declare the love our God has spoken over us.
Well, thank you, John, and thank you, GSM friends. It has been an incredible school year of taking our next steps towards Christ together. And even though this is our last GSM Live on a Sunday afternoon, we do have some fun stuff that is coming up for you this summer, which we'll tell you about in just a minute. But before we do, I thought it would be a great opportunity right now just to say thank you. Thank you to all of the incredible volunteers who make this GSM family and GSM experience happen. For all of our friends who serve on the guest services team, on the tech team, on the worship team, on the transition and setup teams, on the game crews, and especially our small group leaders. So right now before we end, I would just love to have you guys maybe give a shout out to maybe your small group leader or a friend that you know who serves, and just let them know how much you appreciate them for helping us make this GSM experience be a family. To all of our volunteers, whatever team you serve on, thank you. Thank you for all you do to be a part of this family and to help us students take their next steps towards Christ. So a few quick announcements before we head out into our small groups. First one, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe on this channel. Even though, like I said, it's our last GSM Live, we've got some more fun stuff coming throughout the summer, so you'll want to make sure you hear all the latest about that, as well as staying in tune with our Instagram page for students and then our Facebook page for parents as well. Also, if you would like prayer or might want to connect or reach out to our GSM team, you can text us on this number below. It's up to our Google Voice account, so it is anonymous unless you want to share your name with us, but we would love to pray for you and support you in any way we can, so that's a great way to do that. So, like I kind of teased a little bit, we've got some fun stuff coming this summer. So to help me kind of explain all that, why don't you welcome Riley Vandenbordy to the stage. She's going to tell us about our summer plans this year.
There's some donuts if you'd like a donut, Greer. Help yourself.
I might have to get into that.
There we go.
Yeah.
What up, high school? Like Greer said, we've got some stuff planned for the month of June. Now, this is the last GSM Live on a Sunday for the school year. And I'm glad that we spent some time reflecting and looking back at the school year and, acknowledging some of the highlights. But moving forward, we're going to take the next couple of weeks off. Take some time, finish school strong, spend some time with family and friends as well, making sure to follow all of the social distancing health guidelines. But coming up in June, specifically June 1st and the 15th, we are going to have a little fun time on Zoom at 1 o'clock. And those are Mondays, so 1 o'clock in the afternoon, June 1st and the 15th. And you might be thinking, what is this? Is this just like random small groups? No. This is going to be just, maybe an hour or so of games, fun, laughter, an opportunity for us to say hi to one another and just check up and just really quickly see how everybody's doing, but then even more quickly get into fun and games and maybe some giveaways.
Ooh.
Maybe these donuts, not these exact ones. That would be about a month. I'd probably still eat them. Anyway, Mondays, June 1st and 15th on Zoom at 1 o'clock for just some fun games, laughter, giveaways. But then also throughout the month of June, every Wednesday at 7 p.m. In the evening, there's going to be some sort of thing from GSM on YouTube. It might be a time of worship. It might be a devotional thought. It might just be some bits and fun and what's that? Rube Goldberg Part 2. Who knows? Who knows? We don't know. But it'll be fun. Everybody in the background saying, no, never again, because we spent way too long on it. Way too long, just like I'm doing right here. Anyway, every Wednesday through June, 7 p.m. on YouTube. Join us again. Opportunity to connect, all of that fun stuff. So, Greer, what are we doing next?
Yeah, so we are going to head off into our Zoom small groups right after this. This will be a great time to kind of end our school year together and sharing how we saw God show up this school year and just being able to pray and just hang out together because we like you guys. It's fun. So we'll see you guys over on Zoom, and that's all we got for the day. Have a great afternoon.
Bye.